Hey there, welcome back to All the Fabric 5. Wasn't actually planning on recording a video at the moment. I was heading in to wash some dishes, but a healthy amount of brown water was coming out of the tap, so I thought, well, while I wait for someone else to fix it, I might just may as well jump in and record a little bit. So today's going to be all about ore. Well, it's partly going to be about ore. I've still kind of been laying out ore and just using the fortune pickaxe to get goodies when we need them, which is not only wasting my pickaxe and giving me calluses on my hands, but it's also just a huge waste of time when we should really be automating things. And then there's the fact that we need to find a way to automate our items in our reactor here so that we never run out of coal, redstone, uraninite, or dry ice. So let's see how we go. Well, these guys again. Don't touch me. Not so tough now, are you? Alright, let's have a look now. Revolutionary Guide. One of the many features presented by Industrial Revolution is its capability for even quadrupling ores. So reading this, it seems to give the impression that you can just chuck ore in a pulverizer and it'll make 2 dusts pulverizer. You send that over to the furnace and you get 2 ingots out of it. You can triple it if you do the same thing, pulverize and smelt, but before you do that, you industrially smelt the ore, which turns it into a fluid, and then you condense that. So this is like one extra step at the front of that kind of production line to triple things, to get 3 ingots out of 1 piece of ore. Or you can quadruple it, which is the same thing again, but there's one extra step at the beginning to insert the ore into a fluid infuser with sulfuric acid. Then you get a purified form of the ore. Alright, that doesn't seem too hard. What that means is we can start that process off for these ores, and the other ones will have to just get processed a different way. So instead, for some things like redstone, lapis, zinc, we can just chuck them into a grinder. In between episodes, I did fill out a few more recipes here that will hopefully make today a bit easier. But as you can see, we've run out of space. Like, here's our molecular assemblers, all 4 of them. Those guys over there, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all the slots are basically filled up. So we can barely squeeze in more recipes here. Yeah, actually, let's expand this whole area here, get more CPUs as well, so we can craft more than one thing at a time, by digging out a nice little server room underground where these things can have space to grow without kind of cluttering up our base here. If we put an anchor down here as well, right there in the middle, and call this server room, server for short, then we should be able to just pop in. And I think to keep things looking nice and tidy, we won't bother with any stairs. We'll have the channels coming in from the top. And what? Maybe we'll have our, now this guy, I don't know what we're going to call it, the molecular assembler array. Maybe that just kind of sits over here. How many channels do we have left on this thing? Heaps. Let's say 24 channels. So we could have 24 pattern providers. How many do we have? 12. Look, I don't see why we wouldn't just double it up now. Consume all those channels and have a whole face of the controller here dedicated to crafting. Get a dense cable in there. That's online. And then can we please get 12 molecular assemblers? Oh my god, you beautiful thing. Let's also get a bunch of acceleration cards. May as well get a whole bunch. Hopefully it comes in quick. Okay, I'm hoping that's all the kind of items we'll need there. So we've got our 12 and 12. We want some more crafting terminals. Crafting monitors, sorry. We want 5 more of those. Nice and quick. They're all online now. When we craft something, we should see it pop up in the interface there. Let's get some more acceleration cards to see how that works. This guy here's crafting. It's going to take a little while because it's got to smelt the ingots. We actually want to squeeze in acceleration cards into all these guys. I probably should have done that before. You can have some. Spread the love just a little bit. Yep, that's all of them. We'll make sure we give all these ones the acceleration cards as we go along so we don't have to come back and dig them out later. All right, that's looking much better. I'm glad we got that area sorted out. I'm really not liking how kind of messy this area is coming. We've got a bit of channel difficulties as well. So I'm just going to box these up so that we don't lose their the patterns that are in there. And I think what we'll do is we'll just have like a strip here and here on either side. When we're at our terminal here, we want to look at things. We just have to kind of take a few steps. We've got machines on the left, machines on the right. And I'm hoping that makes our life a little easier. Okay, just a little bit of rerouting here. So this 32 channel dense cable here is shared amongst entangled chest, all this stuff, and our farm. So that's why it's got 6. Unfortunately, we're all full out there on our underside room. And this one coming out of the bottom is currently free, and that's going to be for all these machine blocks here. I'm not sure if this is the smartest way to do it. In fact, it's probably a real safe bet that it's not. Yeah, we're going to run out of space here in these pattern providers here. So I think we need to chuck another one on the back. I think we need to test this out. Let's take some iron out of there. Let's put the pulverizing raw iron into iron dust. Let's put that in the back here. Okay, now if we were to put in an order for some iron dust, let's see. Give us 20 dust. Accept it on the, what face? We're facing west here. Accept it on the west. And it's dropping it down to the bottom, so it's actually coming down here. Is that a problem? Oh, it works. Oh, that's fantastic. So I guess the ME network doesn't care which pattern provider or ME interface receives the item. It just cares that something in the network receives it. All right, that saves us a lot of hassle here. Okay, cool. So we're going to put in, what was it, a condenser, an industrial smelter, and then a fluid infuser, I think, on this side. And that'll get us our ore quadrupling. And then we have much more space here to play with patterns. We want a condenser, just the one. And while we're waiting, we'll set the inputs on these ones to also accept from the back. So both the fluid infuser requires steel plates, and the industrial smelter requires steel ingots. And we haven't got any way to process steel at the moment. Steel's kind of like an MI thing. There used to be a pretty handy recipe to do it with Ad Astra, which I kind of wish we still had. Steel dust from Tech Reborn, uncraftable. There's no crafting recipe for that one, so we can't go that method. Steel dust from Industrial Revolution. Again, no crafting recipe. They thought of everything. Because what they want you to do is they want you to use MI, right, to get steel. There's kind of a bias in this mod pack towards MI, but we're not doing it now, so we need to find a workaround. So smelting, we don't have steel dust. Can't do it, can't do it. More MI, more MI. We could find some in a Ad Astra Epic loot bag. Oh, well, okay, that's not something we could do right at the moment. Anyway, long story short, I think these two recipes, though, are possible. Like, we can get coal dust. Coal dust is easy. You just pulverize yourself some coal. But this takes a blast furnace and a blast furnace in, I think, an industrial blast furnace. Yeah, even though it says blast furnace, this is a specific kind of furnace. Like, this is a blast furnace here, you know, the vanilla one. And there's this enhancer for IR, which allows the electric furnace, this guy, to accept blast furnace recipes. But again, it's a different kind of blast furnace. Like, it's not going to put in that enhancement on the furnace here isn't going to all of a sudden give us access to a recipe that looks like this, right, with 2 inputs. Okay, so there's a bit of a line here. To get the steel, we need an industrial blast furnace. To get the industrial blast furnace, we need advanced machine frames, which needs carbon plates. To get carbon plates, you need carbon mesh or nothing. That looks like a broken recipe. Carbon mesh requires carbon fibers, which come from coal dust. So we can get that one. That's a bit of a convoluted recipe, but we can do it that way. But then we also need our copper nickel heating coils to complete the blast furnace. And that requires a rolling machine, nickel and copper. So we've just got the ingredients ready for the rolling machine. Nickel and copper. Do we have nickel in the mix? Some nickel here, not a lot. Okay, so since at the moment all our ore is being kept here in this dank, what we want to do is give ME system here access to our ores. And we do that with gravel and black dye. I'll call our ink sacs must be coming from our fishing setup. That's great. That's so handy. Otherwise, black dye would have been a pain. So black concrete, powder, and a bunch of that. Now we need to wash it. We're just going to have to do that manually for the time being. And then if we craft up a couple of docks, we can put them somewhere we're going to be considering storage, so probably right here. For now, we'll just place our danks in there, but later on we can actually have duplicate danks and just synchronize them so we don't have to get rid of the one that we're carrying. And if we get a couple of ME storage buses and just connect them up, like so, they should come online. Are you going to come online? Yep, they're online now. Now we should see all of our ore in the system. Yeah, fantastic. Whew. We should also make sure that we set the priorities on these guys. Extracts lower priority first, inserts higher. I think we just make these a higher priority so that they get, yeah, so everything we put in the system, like every piece of dirt will get put in the system, will get put into our danks, similarly with the ore. And put that in our roller. Now, hopefully we can get a couple of them. Are you going to work for us? This seems weird. Anyway, auto input on the bottom. Okay. Do you really have to be a funny pattern? How is this meant to work? How am I supposed to tell it to take that pattern from here? Yeah, I might need you guys to help me on that one. That's very weird. Not gonna lie, that was a bit of a crafter's nightmare. When you think you've only got like 1 or 2 more patterns to craft up to chuck in the pattern terminal here. And it turns out you have to do like a complete redesign of your base. But we're almost there. We're almost ready now to craft up the industrial thingamajiggy. So rather than go for or double in or triple in, we're going to go straight for the quadruple in. We get like like a fluid infuser to put it here. That pushes into a condenser, which goes into a something. We'll figure it out. But first of all, I just have to add a bunch more recipes to this thing and make up the industrial blast furnace. And that'll let us get our steel. Oh my god, it's just incredibly slow. I had to make up a Tech Reborn compressor because this guy here doesn't compress those mesh plates into carbon plates. Not sure why not. Industrial blast furnace. Yes, please. Which is a multi-block. That's cool how they all seem to get destroyed. This is our first multi-block. Wasn't expecting it. I thought it was just going to be a single one. And I suspect these are the standard machine casings. So as per usual, whenever we make a new recipe, we'll chuck it in there. And we'll try and get ME to do things for us. Standard machine casing. I think it was 34 of them. Missing iron gears. Okay, so we needed 34 of the standard machine casings. Get that cooking up. And we wanted some lava. Lucky we got 2 already. And the industrial blast furnace was going to give us our steel by using refined ingots and coal dust. We'll make a recipe of this. And is that all it takes? We've got heat. I think that's working. All right, cool. That seems to be working. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but the Tech Reborn manual here, it's not very helpful. It's just a link to a website. And if you aren't happy with a book, you want a refund, it'll give you your book back. I don't know. It's pretty funny, I guess. We're definitely going to want to muffle this one because I imagine it's pretty loud. And then that finally should help us craft up our steel. Let's see if this works. Right, the whole process is done from the beginning. Get your ingots, make them refined. I saw it go past. We actually did it. And they said it couldn't be done. They said you can't make steel without MI, but we showed them wrong. Well, I guess the forge hammer here. I guess we needed the forge hammer to make the iron gears because there's no way to make things like bolts without them. Oh, that's a shame. But that's like the first thing you make in MI, so I'm going to say it doesn't count. All right, we can upgrade these machines at a later date. Now we should be able to make our industrial smelter. And our fluid infuser. Okay, there's our fluid infuser. That's what's going to sit on the very beginning of our production line. And then it goes into a industrial smelter. Can we get that guy worked up too? There's probably a couple of factors keeping this slow, like maybe these cables here aren't fast enough. We're definitely producing it fast enough. The power, that is. Industrial smelter. You can sit right there. We're actually going to have to make a second fluid infuser, unfortunately. Sit it here because when you fluid infuse the iron ore here, it both has a fluid input and a fluid output. The fluid input is sulfuric acid, which itself gets made, which is this one, which itself gets made in a fluid infuser. And with a click of a fingers, I've added a bunch more recipes that are needed. Also chucked on one of these grinders, which we need for to get things like redstone, lapis, and zinc. Make sure we don't have any conflicting recipes like these two. All right, let's try that again. So for now, yeah, removed all the recipes from here, or at least all the recipes related to ore duping. And then what's going to happen is this guy now, instead of sending back into ME, oops, we're going to configure it so that it's input on the bottom, output on the left. All right, let's just give this a quick check. So we put in a request for, say, you know, some ore tin here. It'll give us a tin deep slate ore, receiving from the bottom, and then output into the left. This guy receives on the right, or our right, outputs a fluid to our left. This receives fluid on the right, outputs item to the left. This receives items all over the place because it's a pulverizer. We want to use it for a bunch of different recipes at different times. But these recipes are fine because I don't think any of them clash with what we're doing with our ore duplication here. So, yep, receives from the right and doesn't auto push into here. Instead, it puts back into ME. All right, let's see how we go now. So I know it's probably a bit tedious for you guys who are well-versed in AE2 to see me doing this stuff, but I find it might be useful for some who aren't aware. Like, I just discovered you can do things like you can change the recipe, the number of items you'll get here. That was really useful for us setting up this stuff. So I could say something like 1 deep slate tin ore coming in equals 4 tin dust, because that itself isn't a recipe that REI will tell you exists, but we're passing it along an assembly line, so we're kind of making that ratio ourselves. But if we want to get a system set up so that this guy is always full of at least these 3 items, uraninite, redstone blocks, and let's make it charcoal because we've got a tree farm. All we would need to do is put an interface down, give it like requests here. So a crafting card, please. And so too is a request for a block of charcoal. Probably just the one will do. A block of redstone. And we need to get that up there with an item pipe. like this. That'll keep this topped up. Oh, of course, uraninite and also dry ice. Yeah, may as well. Actually, I changed mine. 64. It's probably not a bad idea. Now we can collect all of our prizes. Okay. Let's quickly open these up. Utilities, magic, common, tech reborn, common, tech reborn, rare. What did they give us? Liquid XP. Nothing too amazing. A whole bunch of notifications though. I get it. I got a lot of items. All right. Oh, that reminds me. We're sitting on too many levels here. What I want to do is transfer these levels to a XP storage. Right, that's probably enough. While we're waiting, we should be able to get a whole stack of steel ingots here. Looks good. Let that cook up. And hopefully by the time we've done, we'll have the ingredients for the upgrade to the steel jetpack. 2 blocks of this copper soul stuff. And yeah, you all saw that, right? How I made this soul copper blend, soul stand, and raw copper, and you just furnace that up. Not hard at all. We're going to want some of these. So we want the nuggets. XP dust comes from smoking up a book. So let's just have a look what's not worthwhile here. Stack size equals level transfer. So I think we want 6 of these in total. And then one more book that we don't really want. Thunder Slash. Protection 1. That's our XP storage. We'll put that somewhere near. We'll put that over here next to our enchanting setup. And now I think we just. There we go. We can bank our XP and nothing gets lost. Yep. It stores it exactly. Okay, and we can do 5 at a time because we're holding 5 of them. Now, I've heard that. Actually, let's tidy this up before we go any further. Now, I know that we can set an export bus up on this to get all of our ore kind of automatically coming in here and processed so that we're storing it in ingot form rather than in the ore itself. And that'll save us heaps of time crafting ingots rather than having things go through the whole process. But I just want to hold off on doing that just for a little bit, probably once we have these converted to factory blocks. And you probably caught a sneak peek then. I also decorated our server room down here. It's probably a little bit ironic that the one part of the base that we are never going to see, like the one part of the base that's not out in the open, is the only one that I've decorated, but whatever, it looks pretty good for now. I had planned on spending the rest of this episode getting into deep mob learning. We just run out of time, so instead, let's have a crack at pillaging this place. Haven't really got any set plan. Maybe we should put our actual armor on. And let's take this tower bottom to top and see how we go. I have been in these places before and they are not easy at all. So I'm hoping that our Super Protection 10 armor set here will keep us safe. And I should get a bunch of cardboard boxes ready just in case we want to neutralize a spawner. TPH, I'm more scared of the creepers, I think. Excuse me. Is that guy unrelated to the raid? No. Oh! Alright, I better get back in here. No! No, they've got these rockets. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me out. Let me out. I think I need to just quickly put these to bed. Any more? I think the goal needs to be just to disable these guys as soon as possible. I'm starting to think this was a mistake coming here. Oh my god. Is my armor gonna die? Where is it? Thankfully they kill themselves more often than I kill them. I need to be emptying their the spawners. That's the priority, I think. We got this. Is that Hawker? Oh sh! My life, ah! Okay, I was ready to teleport home then if needed. Can you please eat something? Got a simulation, I should be eating these things, right? Where is the freaking spawner? Where is it? There it is. Well, there's one of them. Spawner. Spawner. Did you see that? Oh my god, that guy has a diamond sword. Oops. 2 diamond swords. What the hell? Oh, okay. That is a little weakling. That's adorable. That's adorable. I love that. I see you there. Alright, you come on down. That's definitely hot. That's a hot guy. That's adjacent. They are tough. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Still got a loot. Somehow they haven't seen me up here. Those guys are tough. Alright, this is exactly what these towers should be like. We need a real challenge. We gotta turn up there and destroy this spawner. And this one, I got enough of them. Too bad they don't fight each other. Look like confetti, oh my god. I think no matter what it is, I've probably got enough of those spawners. So we're on a mission to destroy the spawners, because this place is just going to fill up otherwise. And then maybe I work my way down from the top. Okay, we made it to the top. That's something. We take everything, even if it's trash. Fire protection, yeah. This is a single player world, so I should just be able to destroy them. I'm a little surprised that there's no trap chests and stuff, so far at least. Last stand randomly applies strength when you got low health. That's pretty cool. Gotta send everything back home. Getting this entangled bag set up with a direct link back to my ME, best decision I've ever made. Maybe not ever. It's the best decision I've made in a while. I don't know. I see a button. I've got to press it, right? Hey. I'm trying to do an open mic. See, that would be an ideal spot for a bomb. Detection. Cool. Anything else? Sorry, stage. That's going to be the thumbnail. I love having a sword that's strong enough to double as a pickaxe. Who got me? Must be a poison trap there or something. It definitely makes my job much easier. Like that. Oh, that Enderman was holding something. It was holding a radiating ender. Ooh. Yeah, this is some mysterious spectrum stuff. Any more artifacts you'd like to give? I'd gladly take them off your hands. It doesn't look like we're going to have any luck. Doesn't look like any more artifacts, but that's okay. I think we got enough. Oh, this looks... Oh my god, so there's hidden chests as well? Well, now you know what I need to do. I think it probably goes without saying that you shouldn't try this at home, but you should probably try this in Minecraft though. We've proven that we can take on this place without the need of cheating, without the need of my dirty tactics. Now, if they didn't want me to clear the towers this way, they probably wouldn't have made it out of wool and wood. Is that sufficient flamage? Can we get this spreading, please? Yeah, that's not looking too good in there. Yep, this one's coming along nicely. Okay. It's taken a bit longer to burn off than I thought it would, but that's okay. I've actually got a cat tree that I need to assemble, so maybe I'll head off, let this burn in the background, and then swoop in to grab all the treasure. Well, that's probably all the time we have for today. Come back next time, we're going to get a good start on deep mob learning. Once these towers finish cooking, I'll be sure to pillage, and if there's anything worthwhile, I'll show you in the next episode. Alright, thanks so much for sticking around. Hope you had fun. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.